city will burn, I'm gonna build one high.
Greetings, fellow Empyreans. I am Ashtarothi, the voice of New Eden, and I have no idea what day it is. What day is it? It is June 15th, YC128, and this is the Eve Universe Show. Welcome, 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 guys. We have a lot to cover today. We've got a lot to jump into. I wanted to make this video all week, or all weekend. Obviously, I was supposed to go live on Friday. I didn't. That's part of what it is all about. But like with everything going on and with the way this whole project works, the way that this campaign works, I think that it would be best for me to have like a regular segment about the state of the campaign. So that is something I was wanting to do. But then also my son came over, and so I was focused on that, and it's been very hot, and I wasn't feeling well this weekend on top of everything. And so didn't do that, but today was like the last day that it would make sense. So we are here, and I've got stuff to cover today. We've got a lot of stuff to cover about what's going on in this expansion. We're a week into it now. You know, we have much clearer eyes as to what it is that we're actually looking at here. And so I wanted today to be a good day to go over kind of a lot about this whole thing. And I've kind of, in my head, divided it into 3 sections, although there's obviously going to be other pieces to this too. But the first thing I want to cover today is how to get the most out of the campaigns of war, right? The theaters of war, the opportunities, whatever you want to call it, the military campaigns, right? I want to go into how you as a player get the most out of this, why you might be want to get involved in it, how to get involved in it, what is actually there for you, right? So we're going to be very positive at the very beginning of it, where it's like, this is what it offers, this is how to engage with it, and this is what's happening from it, right? And then once we get all of the like, this is great, do this stuff kind of stuff out of the way, I do want to go into a more critical review of certain pieces of this feature that are, you know, this expansion really, that has, you know, recommendations for the future, advice, you know, feedback for FC, whatever kind of stuff, that sort of stuff. I'm going to save that till after, of course, because that isn't, basically the idea is that if you're watching this after the fact, I want, like, first and foremost to be how you can get the most out of it. And then finally, they have redone the epic arc. So, you know, we tried it out last week. It was in a very rough shape. It was actually a very fun challenge. Fun fact, oh man, I don't have it on this character. They sent it to Ashtarothi. There was a character who did email me about that. They intentionally, with I think less than a week in the game, so they first took my exploration guide videos in order to make themselves a small fortune, and then pumped 108 million ISK into the effort of, as a new player, what does it take to actually complete the campaigns? And so they spent $108, 108 million ISK in the process of attempting to complete the epic arc back in hard mode. Succeeded. So it could be done, in theory, by a brand new pilot, both new in skill points and in, you know, knowledge of the game. But that's a lot to ask. So they have vastly changed it. We can actually see in the patch notes here. So they've done a lot. They've made it so the text hopefully can be read this time. The rats are so much easier, like 1/10 of the power that they had, and there's now like this special boost that basically keeps you alive forever. So you basically can't die in them anymore. So, and they've also apparently fixed all of that stuff, you know, like the equipment that you get, etc., etc. So we're going to go through it again on my second character. I was thinking about doing it with my rookie character, but she hasn't done the career agents yet. And I also think that it would be nice for me to do I know everything about EVE Online, and I'm going to do the career agents for you on a brand new character. In order to show like all of the little weird optimizations that exist in the career agents that I can figure out. but that's a whole separate issue. So I kind of set that one aside. So we're going to do it today on my alt, just to see how it all plays out. So that's going to be part 3. So yeah, also just for the record, destroyers, as they fixed the new epic arc, destroyers are no longer permissible within it. So even the method that was used to complete it back when it was hard is actually no longer allowed. So this is going to be a brand new guide to the epic arc from the beginning, right? Okay. I think that's the only real... Oh, they also fixed the whole subcapital operations thing. So the reason why I didn't stream on Friday was because, especially, playing through the epic arc while it was all very rough was, for me, very fun. At least by the end of it, I was a little bit done. But, it's a fun challenge for me. But the problem is that like people see that and they think that things are bad or whatever, and like take away from it really negative feelings about the whole thing, even though it gets fixed right away. And so like those like anybody who watches that now, they might like come away with it in a certain way. Friday was a mess. It was enough of a mess that I didn't even want to showcase it. FC actually did at least 3 different patch hot fixes on Friday in order to address issues, like basic, like missions, literally missions that went outside of your starter, the system that it was being assigned to, didn't work. The client crashed. There's all these different things that were wrong. Didn't want to but more importantly, they were fixing those. And so like making a whole stream that day didn't really make sense. That's why I didn't do it that day. But it is important, like I said, so the military campaigns are a really cool opportunity, but I think that there's a lot that's not understood about them. And so I want to make a video guide for you to help people know how to get the most out of military campaigns. What are they? What are the actual rewards? Why might I actually do it? So the thing to realize with military campaigns, hold on. Where is it now? Okay, so military campaigns. What are they? Military campaigns are a new feature that CCP, or rather FC, has introduced for in the Cradle of War. So the first one is currently ongoing, the Cradle of War military campaign, and you can see that it takes 105 days. So this is basically going until just before the next expansion. So military campaigns at this time are basically a seasonal I hesitate to use the word event because that's one of the problems, is that people are confusing these with more traditional events, which this is not. This is a effectively expansion long season that does have new content and temporary content, but the military campaigns, as we think of them, is actually mostly an opportunity to add additional reward or focus to a lot of tasks that already exist, as well as the tasks that are added for this during this expansion. So the biggest key thing that is part of this expansion is the concept of the bulwark. Okay, so we have in normal faction warfare, we have these maps, right? We have these systems, and this is what's low sec. And we have systems that are owned by one side or the other. We have front lines, we have command outposts, and we have rear guards, okay? This is what has already existed, okay? But we have all of these systems that are nearby that are in high sec, but are not, that are nearby, adjacent to, in the influence of the actual faction warfare space. So if we open up the map, actually for a lot of this expansion and its information, we're going to need to learn to use a couple of extra features on the map. One is this bulwark mining sites, which we'll get back to in a second. But the other is, hold on, it is under, no, it's actually in its own section. Faction warfare. If we go to Warzone status, no, yes, we can see that there are these special filters for bulwarks. So we can come over here and we can see that these, nope, that's not it. There we go. So these gray systems that are nearby faction warfare space, but are not actually faction warfare space. These are all considered bulwarks, okay? So these bulwarks have two new types of sites that can spawn in them. One is a hacking site, and the other is a mining site. The hacking site is basically the hacking site from Shadow Wars. If you go and look back in Shadow Wars and those sites, they're very interesting. They do need to be scanned down, but as soon as somebody warps to them, there's a beacon. They only allow Tech 1 and Navy frigates. There are rats inside, so they do need to be, like, you need to be able to fight off rats while you're hacking, and anyone who goes inside gets a suspect flag. So these are really designed around using Navy frigates. What's interesting about them, and we're going to get to tasks in a minute, when there is a task for this, what we found is that the task is for 4 cans, and a single hacking site has 8 cans. So it's clear that you and a buddy can go into one of these sites and protect each other, and both of you will be able to complete your task for that empire if that's what you're trying to do. But these are also very good as far as just ISK rewards and stuff. 2 people in Navy frigates are going to be awesome, but it is designed, you can solo them in a Navy frigate. The problem is that they only spawn in these particular systems, and they have that effect of the suspect flag and the beacon and all that stuff. So there's going to be lots of people potentially coming into preying on those people. You know, like a hookbill can't necessarily hack the cans, but they can go in and kill people. Especially when these become a task that needs to be done, you can expect them to potentially be defended. The other site that spawns in these is by far one of the most interesting sites in this whole feature, actually, in my opinion. If you go to the mining tab and we go to bulwark mining sites, you're going to see different colored systems. So blue is obviously Caldari, Galente is green, Mimitar is red, and Amar is yellow. Now these bulwark sites are pretty interesting. First of all, they spawn a new kind of ore, okay? And if you want to check out all the different types that it spawns, you can not X type, X grade. So they are an X grade version of a previous type of ore. But so there's Kangnite for the Mimitar, there's Mossonite for the Galente, there's Polycrace for the Caldari, and there's Raspit for the Amar. So each of these this ore is Scordite. It is absolutely Scordite. It compresses like Scordite. It refines like Scordite. It is simple ore, and it does have a different M3 per rock, but M3 for M3, it is effectively Scordite. But in addition to the normal Scordite rewards, there is this crystalline of the type, and each one of these gets turned in at that empire's military headquarters. Now, which system is the military headquarters? If you go into the crystalline form, you can actually see that there is a link to the military headquarters for each one. Now, once you go there, there will be an anchorage, right? And it's just one of the different stations. You want to warp to the station, but not necessarily go into it. Outside of the station, there is a special hauler, and that is the turn-in point for the crystal stuff that it has. Now, if you are doing this for ISK, let me tell you, this mining stuff and the goods that come out of it, this is actually the big winner of the entire of this entire military campaign, because these are, like, in the last few events, you've done different things in order to get different tokens in order to turn in for rewards. This crystalline stuff that comes from these bulwark sites are that turn-in point, and these are exceptionally good rewards. So this is worth doing even if it's not for the campaign, which is why you saw, like, the Caldari especially, like, we're mining out theirs even when it wasn't part of a campaign. Now, in the links below, but I'm also going to post it in chat, this page is a tool that was made, oh gosh, now I can't remember who made it exactly. I wish I could credit them. But this gives you, it's a wonderful show of all the different stuff. There's a bunch of drugs. The standout drug for me is the hardpoint booster. The booster gives you bonuses to mining, ice mining, and gas harvesting, as well as the correct type of hybrid, or the type of weapon systems that race comfortably does. Considering the battle pass objectives are on a daily cycle, I don't see why they don't give a module. This is not, calling this a battle pass is pretty confusing, I would say. It's not designed to be like a battle pass. We're going to get to the tasks in a second. I just wanted to show, because like, honestly, if you're looking at this for the reward, this is the output of the fancy stuff, right? So we get the new missile guidance computers, you get the new signal distortion amplifier, and the new large remote shield booster for the Caldari. The Mimitar get the new survey chipset, which is pretty dope if you like to mine. The new missile guidance computer, as well as the large remote shield repper. The Galente get their new Weber drone and the new excavator and ice excavator drones. These are the ones that are going to be really, really loved by nullsec. And then also they get the mag stabs that also help drones. So it's like a mag stab and a drone damage amplifier at the same time, as well as the large remote repper. And then the Amar get the tracking computer that also reduces laser cap usage, which is crazy cool. And then their heat sinks that also are a drone damage amplifier, as well as their large remote reps. There's a bunch of Skinner components and skins as well, but those are the main winners that people are going to be focusing on. Now the question is, will these continue to be available after this event? The thing is that these seasons are, this isn't going to be the last season. Obviously, this is going to be the first season, and so the idea that they're going to add in this many Navy modules every single season, I think, is probably pretty crazy. I expect these to be kind of the ongoing source of these modules might be whatever the campaign turn-in reward point is, or whatever. It might, the details may change. Next time we might not be mining in bulwarks to turn it in. Maybe it'll be a new hacking doodad that you turn in. There could be other ways of getting turn-ins for stuff in future campaigns. But the idea is that this becomes kind of the reward that could be available. That's just my guess, though. That's speculation. The point of the matter is that right now these are the only sources for these things, and they do take quite a bit of this crystalline raspite, or the crystalline stuff, to get the good stuff. So there are already people out there offering projects and whatnot, and these sites are very big. And we've been getting on average 100 to 200 people in local at every single one of these. I've been one of the people putting up orcas for boosts in the Galente area in particular. There is a channel called Mossonite Mining Union that you can join if you're interested. But really, if you open up the map and you look to see where the dots are, like that's where you need to go to mine the stuff. And this stuff, again, it goes pretty quick. These are very, very, very popular sites at this point. It is like easily 100 to 200 people in a site by the end of it. And what they normally go for, a couple hours or more to mine, but like when they're this overwhelmed, I've seen them go down in 40 minutes flat. And they have a 3 to 4 hour respawn period. So there is a lot of time. I'm actually pretty lucky that all of the sites are up right now. They might have increased the amount of them that are available or something. I'm not 100% sure. Hold on, let me close this so you can see what I'm talking about. Honestly, normally you would see, I wouldn't see 2 Galente ones up. I would expect to see them being mined out, but maybe they're getting a little bit less popular over time, but they are a really good source just for good old-fashioned mining. And it's a great place for public fleets and stuff. You just show up. Usually there's people inviting people from local. It's a great place for community building. And I think that this is one of the coolest parts of this whole expansion. I mean, just the fact that we've been seeing streamers, including like Loru and others, coming to these sites and streaming these mining sites, that shows a level of success that I don't think FC expected for these sites. They are the clear winner, in my opinion, of like the popularity. And again, the rewards, this is, if you're just looking to grind it for the rewards, this is the thing to grind on. Providing those fleets, providing buybacks to those fleets, etc., etc. Just bringing in that ore. It is scordite, so you want small ore processing to 5. You want all your processing skills maxed out, normal processing skills maxed out, and your bean counter. Hopefully find a Tatara or something that's rigged for it to get the absolute most refining out of it. But like I said, it is the major feature, or is the major like turn-in reward. So then, okay, so that's the bulwarks. There's also several new sites for faction warfare. I'm not going to go into all the differences in the new faction warfare sites. That's a faction warfare guide kind of thing. But the bulwarks are brand new kind of content for people to engage with. So there's that. Now then, what is the actual military campaigns themselves? So military campaigns can be found in the several different UI. So if you go to Theaters of War, you can go to the campaign section, or in the overview section, it does show like the successes and stuff like that. But you can view all 4 military campaigns. The advantage to this view of it is that you get to see the projects that are upcoming, as well as the current ones and the ones that you've already completed. So if you're trying to look up stuff and you're doing it the normal way, the other way to do this is to, of course, in your opportunities window, if you're just looking for a campaign to get involved in, this is a pretty clean way to do it too. You can go into your campaigns window in the opportunities window. You can click on the different things, and this shows you what projects are available to you. Now, this means that projects that are already completed, projects that are already that you've already completed, won't show up here. And also upcoming projects don't show up here. These are only the ones that are actively available to you right now. Now, here's my warning. I know I said I was going to wait for my criticism for later, but I do want to warn everyone on the outset that these locations that are listed in these opportunities basically do not matter. Do not look at them. They are not actually relevant to the actual project in a meaningful way, or at least they're not guaranteed to. They are effectively where the project is being broadcasted out to you, and has become very, very, very confusing to people, because they will go to this and they'll say, oh, I need to mine Raspit in Lusuda, and that is simply wrong, right? Down here, if you scroll down, this is just going to be all of the bulwark systems. So again, this doesn't actually tell you where the Raspit is. You have to go into your map in order to find the Raspit. Now, you also need to hit participate now, otherwise you will not get progress. If you go and do mine Raspit, before you hit participate now, you will get no credit whatsoever until you do. You won't progress the broader chart, you won't progress your own personal progress until you start participating. It also means that you shouldn't progress the overall total once you are done participating. So that's an interesting piece to all of this. When we look at these projects, we need to see how many things it takes for people to do, because they're not all the same, right? If we come into the capture complexes, we can see that I need to capture 12 complexes, but there's 9,000 total that need to be completed, which means if I come here into my utilities and pull out a calculator, I can go, all right, 9,000 divided by 12. So I can say 750 people total can complete this project. Probably less, because there might be some people that get a couple but don't finish the entire project for themselves. So only 750 people maximum are authorized to complete this particular task. And then once that happens, it finishes and no one else can progress. That's a big key piece to this, right? A finished project cannot be pulled into. So if you come into the Caldari, they've completed 3 of their projects already, right? Come on. Wait, what? Why is it not showing up? You've completed... Oh, I haven't completed them. No? Whatever. Here we go. So these 3, Capture Defend Plexus, Hack in Caldari Bulwark, and Hack in Caldari Lowsec, all 3 of these are completed, which means if you're starting right now, you can't get credit on these. You have to do these other ones that are being progressed, and this one's already halfway done. So you need to go and kill 26 rats in HiSec, anywhere in Caldari HiSec, not just this system. You have to do 26 of them before we collectively do 260,000. Otherwise, you'll get locked out of this project. And you have to, of course, hit participate now first. Why is this important? Well, so the reward of these projects, I mean, honestly, not that impressive. A lot of the, like I've been getting like 4 million ISK and a pittance of standings. What's nice is they're paying you for stuff that is already pretty rewarding for the most part. So, you know, that isn't really, in my opinion, the biggest part of this. The little, like 5 million ISK is fine, an LP or whatever. But overall, I'm not doing the tasks for its reward over anything else. Now, the things that it's encouraging you to do, those are rewarding potentially, or, you know, different tasks have their own rewards to them. This is just a bonus on top. But the real big thing here, the reason why you're doing this, I would say, the reason why you might want to do this, if it's for a specific kind of player, it's a player who has been wanting to be an achiever and to do all the things and to maximize their stuff and to get cool titles and skins. So good news, if you don't care about titles and skins, you can pretty much write off the entire military campaigns. Just do what you want to do. If you enjoy mining in bulwarks in order to get the stuff to turn in for the pieces, that's great. Why would you worry about these campaigns as they go by? Because you want titles and you want skins. That's the biggest reward, honestly, from doing these. And there's different stages to that. So to get that information, we have to go into the Neocom, a different UI, of course, and then into achievements. And we can see that there are campaign rewards, right? So, or if you want to feel like you're helping your faction. Yes, but my point is that so many people have been focused on whether or not it's all about these campaigns and whether or not they succeed or they fail. I might want to participate in it in order to help my team succeed. But if they're already succeeding anyways, then why am I motivated to do it? And my point is that bottom line, the thing that's the thing that's rewarding you, the reward that you would get out of going the extra mile is these, okay? Just to be very, very clear. So for instance, if you complete 3 tasks total, then you get the Pious Exchanger title and you get the Magnate Penumbral Shadow skin. If you complete 5 tasks total, then you get the Coercer Navy issue Penumbral Shadow skin. Now remember, this is the only way to get these titles, and as of right now, these skins, I'm pretty sure. So, especially the titles. And then Augurer Navy issue Penumbral Shadow skin for 10 tasks. You get the Prophecy Penumbral Shadow skin for 15 tasks. But the big critical one is there is a title that you get at 20 tasks. So if you want the title Deacon of the Exchange, you need to complete 20 tasks within the next 110 days. There are 45 tasks total, which means you have to do roughly half of all of the tasks. You need to complete them. You do. You need to complete them before they're completed by other people. You need to do your part of the project. That is the important part, right? That is the thing that is actually like causing me to stop and look at everything. Not necessarily because I want to maximize my ISK, but because because I know that I might miss out on an opportunity to grab one of these tasks and not complete my goals. I'll be right back. My neighbor trying to put my fire out. No. So, and likewise, if you go to the Caldari, you're going to have the basic title, the Corridor Builder for 3 tasks. That's your participation. You got to get at least 3. And then Corridor Architect for getting 20. Remember, there are some of these tasks, not an infinite number of people are going to be able to get these things. So there's only going to be so many people that end up getting that top task because these Caldari tasks are highly competitive. Meanwhile, the Galente one, you've got Insightful Operator which is kind of cool for 3 tasks, but you get Operational Mastermind for 20 tasks. So I definitely kind of want that one. As well as, like I said, you get all of those penumbral shadow skins that represent your success. And then finally, for the Prime Restoration, you get Starkman Champion for the first tier, and you get Starkman Legend for the final tier. So, like, in a very real way, for better or worse, like, if it's you, right? The main drive that would make you want to sit here and pay attention to which ones are coming up and how to maximize it and stuff is if you want to maximize how many that you contribute to, which, while it is cool, you do get some ISK and you do get some standings. Doing your SOE Epic Arc every 3 months, or getting other people to do it for you, or doing the new Epic Arc is going to be like a bigger faction standings boost for the most part than anything that you're going to be doing during the campaign. But these meta achievements and titles that are not going to be obtainable again after this event or after this season, that is basically the reason to go the other extra mile. If you're just trying to get it from a normal EVE perspective, you want to maximize your ore processing, because that's how you get those turn-in boosters and stuff, the stuff that's actually going to be worth a lot of ISK potentially. Although remember, if it's got an ongoing source, it's not going to grow in value as much as before. There's going to be an economy that gets set up where the crystallized stuff has a certain value because it turns into those faction modules, etc., etc. Like an economy will, if not already is, being produced around this. So, but that is basically how to get the most out of this. You want to go into here and see what kind of projects there are. When there are upcoming, we don't get to get the full details, right? So, like, sometimes mining will be mining in high sec, or mining in low sec, or mining in bulwarks, or mining specific stuff, or whatever. Sometimes hacking is hacking anywhere in that area in high sec. Sometimes it's hacking only in bulwarks. So we don't get to know the final result. We do know that the 44 tasks are roughly even between the empires, but again, not all of them are even, at least the ones that we can see right now, right? Because, like, for instance, this mine polycrace, 180,000, and then we have 448 million. Actually, that might be pretty close. If we go to the Amar mine Raspit, yeah, it is the same. Oh, did they change these? I don't know if they changed these, but so one of the interesting examples, there are a lot of extremes. Like, some of these are relatively easy to be done. Some of them even have pretty low amounts. That is not one of them. But, like, some of the Caldari ones are oddly small. Like, for instance, this one had 4 cans, but 950 total. So if we go 950 divided by 4, we can see only 237 people had to participate to complete this task, which is pretty crazy. You do not need to be... So in order to... The tasks that have these little double circles next to them, those are the ones that require you be in faction warfare. Roughly half of the tasks do not require you to be in faction warfare, although a lot of them are focused on the bulwarks, including... We now have tasks that involve just manufacturing something in a bulwark. For instance, build Valkyries in a Mimitar bulwark. So a lot of this is really just like seeing the task that comes up and figuring out how you want to do it. Like, Malak and I have been doing this as just a couple of people. It's nice. There are some of these tasks are a little bit harder than others. Like, for instance, there is this mining in low sec, which is, it's obviously spooky, but there are people that are getting it done. And you don't have to do every single task. You have to do roughly half of all of the different tasks in order to get the top score. Hold on 1 minute. All right. So there's a thing going on outside my house. I hope you guys can't necessarily hear it. Hold on. No, it's not me. I think it's a neighbor. I hope it's okay. I just don't want. All right. So one of the things I did want to point out is one of the tasks, because there are some tasks that are crazy, right? So that there are some tasks that I think that we're just going to have to figure out how to get people to do them. For instance, we need 15,000 people to complete one level 3 or level 4 mission for the MR. So if you can, and you have to pull it, so you can't just make a brand new alt or something like that. We need every single person that can pull a level 3 mission to do one in a Mars space in the next 105 days, because we need 15,000 different characters to perform this one mission. So that's an interesting example. But so the point is that if you want to get these things, you gotta figure out how you're going to jump into them. We've been jumping in and out of faction warfare, but ultimately, you're just trying to figure out if something is already going on. Like, there are certainly tasks, and this is part of what I want to do for like a weekly update. There are certainly tasks that everybody should be aware of. For example, right now, if you're in Caldari HiSec and you're killing rats at all, you should be participating in this task. If you're in Caldari space, 26 rats, that's a project task, right? And that's pretty cool. It's already halfway done, but right now you can still do it. Likewise, if you're in a Mars space doing missions, make sure to pick up these tasks, because the problem is that if you don't click participate now, it doesn't tell you that you're just letting those rewards go to waste, right? You could be earning extra reward on top of what you're already doing. You just don't know about it. So double check. And the big ones right now, like I said, in the Caldari, let's go look. Nope, that's achievements. For the Amar, right now, as I said, you can build Dragoons in Amar bulwarks. So there are several great systems for that, including Mehator, their main headquarters. All you have to do is build 6 Dragoons, and that completes this project. You also have the one mission and the mining stuff and whatnot. But we're looking for the easiest, like you might already be doing it kind of stuff. The Caldari one, of course, you have the ratting in HiSec and the mining in Plage, or not, Poly rather. You can do so with Galente. It's even easier. You have to do we have to get 9,500 people to do a single level 1 or level 2 Galente mission. So basically anybody can do this one. You just have to do a Galente security mission in Galente space, and it should count, and you get an extra 200,000 ISK, but you get a little bit of a boost. But more importantly, you get the task completed, which is kind of nice. You can hack in Galente space. This is actually a big one, because right now, hacking anywhere in Galente space, anywhere, high sec, low sec, it has to be a system that was originally owned by the Galente. So faction warfare can be kind of confusing. BlackRose's Caldari space. But if any Galente hacking at all, you should be getting this reward. You need to do 24 total cans, but you might be already doing it and not even getting the reward. That's my point. Mining Nice, that's low sec stuff. If you're killing any rats whatsoever, first of all, if you're in faction warfare, you need to be checking these things all the time. But we do need to kill 26 rats in low sec somehow, some way. If you're doing faction warfare, whatever it is, but it does not need to be Galente systems. And then for the Minmatar, we have, if you're ratting anywhere in Minmatar HiSec, you need to kill 50 rats before we collectively kill 356,000 rats. So you have, we're about 38% done. But if you're already doing any ratting, any security missions, anything at all in Minmatar HiSec, you should be getting this reward. Building Valkyries and Minmatar bulwark stations, you have to build 50 Valkyries, which are drones. It's very easy to bring in the ore in order to do that. There's already manufacturing facilities there. It can get done. Plus, there's all kinds of extra ore like tritanium and pyrite potentially there, because people are busy mining the Kaganite and then reprocessing it in ammo. But let's see. That's probably easy ones there. So yeah, I mean, there's plenty of opportunities right now, and we're going to keep an eye on these as we go on. Please message down below your tips for getting the most out of these things. But in the meantime, I do recommend, if you like mining at all, it is worth, one last time, getting into the map, go to these bulwark mining sites, and just start hanging out with these guys. There's a lot of fun to be had. They're big social events. It's actually one of my favorite things to come out of this event. So with all that said, that is how to get the most out of these military campaigns right now. The new features out of this season. The season will last, as we mentioned, 100 some odd more days, basically until the next expansion. And this is, again, totally separate from the normal event system. There could be other events that happen between now and the end of the season, although I don't really think so for this particular season. Most of the holidays are at the end of the year or just happened, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see whether or not they do anything extra on top of this. This is the basic framework as it stands. So with all that said, like I said, let me know down below. What are you guys thinking about the military campaigns? How are you engaging with it? What tips do you have? If you're watching live, hang tight. If you're watching the edited version, I've been Ashtarothi, the voice of New Eden. Until next time, I'll see you in space. All right, so that is the good part. I did the mission yesterday. Check me off. Yes. All right. So, a little bit of criticism. I want to take a couple opportunities to give a little bit of criticism to this. The UI for this whole thing is just a mess. As I said before, the fact that these things have basically what this is telling you is the closest system that applies to this task, right? So you see that there are, these systems, and we see that the closest one to me right now is Lasuda, and so that's what's being broadcasted. But what people see is, oh, I need a mine Raspit in Lasuda, and so they go there and they say, I can't find it. And then people in rookie chat are like, look in the anomalies. And they're like, it's not there. Until somebody goes, oh yeah, by the way, this doesn't mean anything valuable to you. Now, some of these, I guess I was a little bit harsh, I think. Some of these might be relevant. Like, for instance, if it's like, oh yeah, do stuff in any of these types of systems, giving you the closest one, you could argue is fine. But overall, this idea, especially with these mining ones, this has been the single most confusing piece out of this entire event. The fact that this doesn't teach you to use the map, it just expects you to understand how this works. Like, that just is going to be really difficult, especially for these things that are so timely. Now, there have been coordination efforts, like I mentioned, to make sure that these get taken care of and people notice them and all that sort of stuff. But like, with how great this is, it is kind of frustrating that people that are trying to get involved with it have so much confusion when it comes to how to actually engage with this stuff. The idea that how all of the pieces connect together is not well communicated, and I really wish it was. And the other problem here, though, is that I'm having to jump between 3 different, look, here's the Theaters of War page, here's the Opportunities page, here's the Agency section of Theaters of War, including campaigns, and then here is the map. Now, that's a lot. Now, what I'll often do, what ends up happening a lot, is that I will bring up opportunities and I'll go here. And then here, there's this button that says, so I'm looking at all the different campaigns, and I realize that, like, oh, I want to look up the ones that are coming up or the ones that have finished, because that isn't available here. I have to click on here, which brings up this window, and then click on here, which brings up this window. And this window is the biggest waste of space I have seen in a while. This is the big this window makes my brain explode. This is the overview. No, sorry, this is the opening page for the campaigns. There's all of this wasted space. And what's weird is that, like, so there is information when you hover over it. Why are these guys so cut off at the bottom? I don't know if this is because they expect there to be more military campaigns, so they have to have space for it. I don't know why. Like, there's basic information, like how many tasks that you've completed, how many tasks that they've completed. That could be shown on this page. There's so much information that could be on this page, and yet this is crazy. This is crazy that this is the main page. Like, this looks like the loading screen for the main page before the information has been fully loaded in. You know, oh, maybe the information should load in and then it like comes up with the information at the bottom, like they pop up or something when they're I don't know. It just literally just looks wrong. But ultimately, I think that the big, like, I will say, I want all of this to be one UI. I still want Aura to have the agency, opportunities, show info, all in one window that lets you kind of see everything that's going on and how you can engage with it. That also has show info and the help sections, so that way it's your source of information in the game. And then the Theater of Wars could still be its own separate thing, focused on faction warfare, not the actual projects of the military campaign. But like, this is a mess. There's different information across different pieces of UI. None of it's exposed on the API that I've seen. And this page here is, look. I often defend FC and their development and even some of their design. Like, what's crazy about this is that this page feels like someone took all of the negative feedback that they have gotten about their UI overhaul since the beginning of their latest UI overhaul. I can't remember what it's called this time at the top of my head. But like, they took all of the negative feedback about negative space and big buffers and cut off images and too big of fonts and stuff like that, and they just threw all of the feedback into one example, never do this page. This page is what happens if you took every negative feedback piece that you ever have received about Photon and made an example page of those negative feedback in one picture. The only thing that is different, the only thing that they're missing is to make this too transparent to read effectively. Then you'd have it all. I'm sorry. Also, there has been, like, military campaigns are great. There should be a new help section video for military campaigns. The video that I literally just recorded, the information in this stuff, the stuff that I am making in this video now, I as a content creator am saying, FC should have actually made a video about it, right? Like, they shouldn't have to come to me. They shouldn't have to go to lore. It's nice that they have these community teams and stuff, but you have a new feature that's very complicated and is timely. The thing that freaks me out about this feature, the thing that I'm very nervous about, is what happens in 80 days. What happens when we're getting close to the end of this, and there are people that are coming out that are seeing that there are easy tasks that they could have done. Now they want to get their title. Now they want to get their progress. Now they want to help out. But the easy tasks that they could have done in order to get their credit are already finished. And so, like, maybe they might not even be able to get in on it, or maybe they certainly won't be able to get, like, once we get past that halfway threshold, where now people that are coming in are being told, oh yeah, you can help out, but you can't possibly get the top title. I don't think people are going to like that. I think there's going to be a lot of criticism as we get closer and closer to the end of this thing. Some of these choices are really going to start to be strained. Caldari have already completed 3 of their tasks. It is legitimately difficult. Like, a lot of people are complaining that the Caldari tasks are too easy. I think that the Caldari tasks might be too exclusive, right? Like, it may be that not enough people are being able to complete some of these tasks, and they're going to feel gypped. What happens in 80 days from now, when there just is no longer a Go Ratten and Caldari Highsec task to complete because it got blown through a long time ago? That is where I think that a lot of the weaknesses of this event will likely, or this seasonal program, is going to come out. I think that FC is trying to avoid the comparison to other seasonal stuff, especially things like battle passes. And so you can see that they're kind of making their design to be like as much not that as possible. And I think that the problem is that there's a reason why some of this that design is the way it is. And I think that it's going to be weird to see how this goes throughout the entire season and how that gets communicated. But hopefully they can learn for the next season. Could be also a new dev. I'm not saying whether or not they're new. It was more of a joke criticism about this thing. It really does feel like it feels broken, especially when I click on this and it says show campaign animation. Why don't what is the campaign animation? What is the campaign animation? Is this broken? Is it just broken? It might just be broken. Any rate, there are definitely some criticisms about the only turn-in being the ore, and I kind of feel that a little bit. I think that adding doodads for turn-in with completing tasks might have been good. I think that adding more to the meta achievements, because like the idea of completing 3 tasks, completing 5 tasks, completing 20 tasks, I actually think that makes sense a lot. I think that adding more rewards to that, so you get not only the title and the thing, but you should also get something that gives you like that you can make ISK off of too. Like I think that would be fine. You know, a loot crate with one of the random faction modules, or you know, maybe more than one. You know, loot crates with the. I hate to say that. God, I feel like such a bad designer right now. But like unironically adding loot crates here and there throughout this process in order to sprinkle in rewards in some of these places that's kind of suspicious to give rewards to might be cool. That way you might get something good, and you might get, you know, whatever, some raspit. It's a small video that plays for each campaign, faction campaign, but you have to close and reopen the page to enable it. Okay. So it is working. Hold on. So if I close this, and then I open it again. I don't know what you're talking about, Sonia. Hold on. Scroll up. Oh! All right. No, that's cool. I want more of that. It was disabled by default due to performance concerns. That's so unfortunate. Just lazy load it. Anyway, all the UI should just be Aura. That's my point. Now I got to see the other ones. So we got the Amar. Also, the fact that the back button, when I hit the back button, it doesn't go to the opening of campaigns. It doesn't actually hit this back. It goes back within the window. I know that that's probably one of those issues that's not going to be able to be fixed, because the way that back works in the window, it might be difficult. But it is very annoying that when I hit back in order to get to the main window, it doesn't actually take me to the main window. And the fact that this window could have so much more information in it, it's so maddening. I'm sorry. Every time I see it, it triggers me. I need the other animations. Scroll up. Hey. Also, Starkmanir, that text. Oh my gosh, you need it to be so big for it to work. That's pretty cool. Why she got a smirk? For me, it goes back to that. Well, that's because that's the page you just came from, right? So the issue is that if I click on Mimitar, and then I go to Overview, and then I come back to Campaign, and then I hit back, I go back to the Overview, because it's the last page I've actually been to, and not up in the root. That's the reason why. Also, I can't hit forward, I can only hit back. Either way. All right. I think that's it for my actual, like, overall criticism. I think that the military campaign and the new sites and everything are very, very cool. I'm actually a little bit concerned because I feel like the mining sites have been so popular that if it was obvious to figure out what to do, then it would be even more overwhelmed. That being said, I think a lot of people, I think it'd be possible to suggest that most people that are looking to go figure it out, like, hopefully they get to the correct location eventually. Knowing to look in the map is the critical piece to here, right? The fact that, so the real fix, the smallest fix to this problem is in the campaign or in the task, right? Where are we? Where's mine Raspit? Or no, it's the one that didn't do it. Yeah, hold on. So this task needs to have like a link to the map or something. There needs to be a way from this page to figure out where to go. Because the fact that the only information about where to go is in the map isn't working. If this actually pointed you to a system that actually had a belt right now, then that would be fine. But right now, that is the big disconnect of, like, I know I want to do this, but nowhere in this page tells me how to actually learn where the sites are. Nothing here points me to the map. Nothing here points me to the filter. So the only people really that are figuring it out are people that are going into Rookie Chat or other places to ask, which is probably getting a lot of people to just fail out because they don't think to do that. The different values for the same task is very weird, especially with how lower a lot of the tasks that the Caldari have to do. So the idea that, like, this information is available on the map, but it's not easily available anywhere else, like an opportunity, like there's not even, I can't come here. Can I? Wait, can I? No, there's no, I can't come here and be like, hey, where's the Mossonite right now in resource harvesting and opportunities? So, yep, all of your ways of, like, figuring out what to do is locked out from you. You have to know to use this one new filter on the map, which, why would somebody know that ahead of time? Also, the fact that you can be doing a task and it not even tell you that something is important. Like, you know, obviously there's going to be people that complain if they get pinged about it. But if you're killing rats in Mimitar Highsec, it should be like, hey, by the way, there's an opportunity for this. It's obvious that the mining is the only thing. I mean, all of the other, like, it's still worth doing. The hacking is worth doing. The rewards from the hacking are really good. Faction warfare was always good to do and worth doing. The mining thing was just the only thing that needed some extra oomph to make it useful in its own right. Like hacking, they just put good stuff in the hacking sites. All right. Overall, I actually think that like having the modules be the source of like the doodads only come from the mining, I think is actually really good. Because the thing is that the mining, it takes a lot of mining to get one doodad, which basically encourages people to support the fleet and then offer opportunities to people. It's like a corp generation machine. It's a synergy generation machine, right? A guy who really just wants to get the modules, it behooves him to start putting out big orders in order to get the ore. It behooves him to go to the sites themselves. It behooves him to bring an orca and like start promoting the sites with his own project in order to get people to turn it in, so that way he can maximize his own like refinement and everything like that. Like it encourages someone to build the infrastructure to harvest mass, and to put value into all of this ore, which makes it so that 100 people can just show up in whatever mining ship they want, X up in local, or join the public fleet and just hang out with boosts and compression, which is an incredibly positive thing to be allowed to do. And it only happens because there is this grand project. Like I need to harvest entire fields worth of this ore in order to be able to get these modules that I want. Like that is actually good. And if there is any other on-ramp to get those modules, it would, or like as much as there is other on-ramps to get those modules, it would suppress the reward of doing that entire operational work. And so I think that I think it's good feature wise for that to be the way to get it, is to operate on a grand scale. A single person grinding enough ore in order to get that module is pretty intense, to be honest. Yeah, the build task doesn't need you to wait for the job to finish. You just need to start it. Correct. All right. Anything else we want to talk about when it comes to military campaigns? Otherwise, we're going to get started with the Epic Arc. Still think the Battle Pass daily should reward a module. There is no Battle Pass and there is no dailies. I don't know. I legitimately don't know the sentence that you're saying. That's the big thing is that these aren't daily tasks. That's a lot of people are like, oh, will it refresh the next day? No, you complete the task. That's your completion for the task. So it isn't just about one person. One person can't grind it because the participation of any one person is extremely limited. It's about getting a bunch of people to do it. As I said, at some point we're going to have to, like, you're going to see Reddit posts likely advertising to people, hey, go run a single level 4, level 3 or 4 Amar mission, because we want our taxes. Anywho, let us jump into this. So we are doing, yeah, there's no, I hate the idea of a battle pass because using a battle pass to imply to this. It is a season, and seasons in a lot of games do have battle passes, but you're not unlocking levels of a battle pass that then gives you different rewards for how much meta, there's the achievements, but that's a pretty standard achievement reward. Now, if there is also a battle pass that you unlock different rewards based on how many tasks that you completed for all 4 empires, for example, that would be a battle pass, especially if you then had to pay, say, $20 in order to unlock a second tier of rewards. That would be a battle pass. I don't feel like this is a battle pass. And by the way, I'm not suggesting that FC should do that. I think it's kind of cool that they're not jumping totally into that idea. But I'm just saying, like, when you accuse it of being a battle pass, you're invoking those mechanics, and those mechanics don't exist as part of the seasonal function. Each faction has 20 levels. Again, like, I guess you could call it that, but I don't know. I don't like calling it battle pass because it implies so many extra pieces that this doesn't have. This is an achievement for achievements and skins for a current seasonal project. I don't know. I guess we could disagree on that one. What if they add a donate Plex task? I will make a video about how shit that task is. Well, no, I mean, I know them. Their feelings about it are sincere. I don't like just dismissing something as being trolling just because I don't agree with it. The point is that these are positions that are being made, and like that is, like it's language that is used in order to understand this whole thing. Like just me calling it a season instead of calling it a military campaign is another example of that. So, I mean, fair enough. All right, the other choice is to just get into the epic arc, so we can do that. Make sure to like the stream and consider supporting it. That'd be neat. Opportunities tab is jacked. Got to set the map with the new version. Turn both classic version off, and only then will it show under the lower section. Oh gosh. All I'm saying is, so they tend to go through this kind of process of like, you know, I get why they may have different windows for everything. Like behind the scenes, I'm sure that there are great reasons for why certain things are the way that they are. Certain things are in some windows versus other windows based on how things refresh, how things are organized, yada, yada, yada. I see it very much like the inventory was a long time ago, where like everything was kind of split out into their own windows, and then eventually they had to create a unified inventory. I think that the longer they resist an idea of a unified UI, maybe with windows that pop out for specific stuff, like it's just the deeper down the hole, like we're digging deeper and deeper into a hole at this point, and we're starting to get to the point where I'm seeing more and more people get like annoyed at and confused by the amount of windows that are involved in just a basic decision or understanding what's going on within a single, feature. If just knowing what's going on in the current military campaign involves 4 different windows, that can be considered a problem. All right. Overall, I like the opportunities tab. I just wish it wasn't separate from the agency, and I wish it was all tied together. Okay, let's see. I don't have anything here. I just have some ISK and a dream. I'm a brand new pilot. I'm going to hope that they provide as much as I need in the sites themselves or during the missions. I know that they've changed what equipment you get. We're going to just go into this sight unseen. We obviously did it once before, so we have a general idea of what's going to happen. But I do have my ISK, and we're going to see what we can get on the market and put together this, do this epic arc. So consider this a walkthrough / playthrough of the new, what is it called in the agency? Visions of Greatness epic arc. So you can find it in the agents and missions section under epic arcs in the agency. But we are going to go talk to this lady named Cassandra in Manifest in the Air Laboratories Trade Center. Capsuleer, how would you like to time travel? No, of course, not literally, but with the help of Air's new advancement in holographic and coordinated drone actors, you can take a step out of the present and into the epic battles of the past. Let me switch over to this version. Are new players directed to the epic arc, or is it just let them to find on their own? I'm not 100% sure. Maybe. I haven't seen people recommending it very much yet because it hasn't really been processed yet, but hopefully we'll get there. All right. Need a refresher? Not a problem. You have been invited to try a series of super advanced simulations that explore the histories of New Eden's empires from their perspective. Make your way to the first Empire's embassy system and make contact with their representative through the holographic messenger. So I need to go talk to Haika Torigo's holo relay in Kita Aino. So that's going to be the Caldari mission first. I am Executive General Aikawarazu of the Caldari State. Air has alerted us that you are on your way. The state is happy to receive any honorable applicants. I do know, so they do provide you a ship for each empire. It's not necessarily worth staging too much. We're going to see if we have any recommendations for stuff to stage as you do this, based on what they provide you. But from my understanding, you can do it with basically the stuff that they provide you. And more importantly, each empire's space or each empire's mission requires you use their empire frigate. So you might as well just use the ones that they provide. Now, the reward for these, why you might want to do these, it does give you standings with each of the empires as you do them. So it's a little bit less, but basically the equivalent of doing the SOE Epic Arc 4 different times, one for each empire. So overall, its reward, as far as faction standings go, should be pretty good, especially with how short it should be now that they've fixed the actual missions themselves. Well, again, we're going to see today what we think as we do them. I'm waiting to see if your Exordium station agents have faces when docked. I could see the whole body view, but there were no portraits. I didn't see any portraits. They probably haven't finished doing the portraits for all the agents. Welcome to Crucible, the Caldari Embassy Constellation in Exordium. I have no doubt that you will be suitably impressed by the honor and discipline our mega corporations have imposed here. Is chat working on the stream? Is the chat actually appearing down there? Am I just not looking at the right times? I don't see chat on screen. Awesome. Let me try this. Awesome. Okay. Well, not sure why chat isn't working, but it isn't. So I'm going to try to read out chat when I respond to something. New player experience for the win. So much better than the new for the new bros and new gals. I mean, even though that there isn't any change to the actual MPE, I think just moving the MPE to manifest makes such a better context that it's an improvement in its own right. Okay, so I'm going to start the conversation now. There's Aikawarazu. The Caldari State welcomes your interest in our history. This experience will show you why we fight and why you should join us. Learn the meaning of honor, of duty, of what it means to be Caldari as you experience our greatest loss and our most epic triumph. Travel to the simulation site. Once you arrive, we will speak again. Accept? Cassandra says, wait a minute. You should fit a weapon, a remote shield booster, and an ECM. So we're going to open up this box that we just got. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It gives us ammo and everything. So we're going to go put in this Merlin. We're going to say part 1. And we're just going to watch the video. Well, that's why I like so you say it's a better version than the past MPE, but the issue is setting up false expectations. I do think it's a lot better. I also think that that's why I like the context change. Like having it be in manifest means that they can continue that story a lot easier. I'm going to just right click fit to active ship, put the ammo in. We may not get the best results, but we're going to give it a shot. Undock. Yeah, this is perfect for the new player experience. I agree, actually, because it gives them, I mean, calling it a decent fit is a bit of a stretch, but at least it gives them the idea of fitting. It would actually be kind of cool if it was all, you know, meta zero fit or something like that. Actually, honestly, I'd want meta, like give them just compacts and stuff, because meta zero is produced by players, but compacts are dropped by rats. So you could just like give them compact everything. Give them a full fit. Achievement complete. Stellar exploration. Yay! Do I have any skins for this on this character? Probably not. Oh, I do. So in this one, we're going to be seeing the battle for Caldari Prime, in which basically the Gallente began a process of orbitally bombarding Caldari Prime, and so a military officer, Tober, we'll see his name. Either way, gallantly fought off the Gallente fleets until finally, when his ship was crippled, crashed his carrier into Gallente Prime, allowing the Caldari enough time to escape Caldari Prime to their new home of New Caldari Prime, which was how the Gallente Caldari War basically went. We did check out the new structures last time. Captain, ahead you will experience the Caldari's greatest triumph and our most bitter loss. Enter and understand why the Caldari state that deserves your loyalty. I mean, kind of repetitious from earlier. So I've got this shield booster, I've got a gun, I've got a jammer, and I've got an afterburner. Just remember, you can move modules around. Just because it's a mid slot doesn't mean it needs to be in the middle row. You can move mid slots into your upper row to get them to be F1, F2, F3. This is very newbie friendly, so I'm going to try to keep my tips for newbies as well. All right, so my job is to attempt to repair the 4 guys. Oh, I'm going to need to change to this view for now, I think, because of the instructions on the side. Caldari Prime. So there's these different, is located within our system of Luminaire, our home. For the crime of breaking free from the Gallente Federation control, has suffered devastating bombardment. Now our only hope for survival is to flee. Admiral Yakia Tovoltoba. Captain, confirming your arrival from Caldari Prime, orbital point Gamma. Pinging dispatch. Let's get some clarity on the status of the Megacorp transports near your position. Receiving your transmission, Admiral. Transports have suffered a warp malfunction en route to the main fleet. Repairs are underway. Oh no, they can't get away. Rats are here. Hostiles on scan. Gallente en route to your position. You need to protect those Megacorp transports. Jam the invader's sensors until the transports are able to escape. I can only jam one at a time, though. Protect as many as you can. Every transport defended means thousands of innocent lives saved. Which one are they shooting? How many are there? Oh my gosh. Are they all shooting the one I don't have locked? No, they're not shooting any of them. They're not shooting any of them. Oh, I need... Oh! they're not shooting them because I need to jam out the molluses. Oh, okay. Sorry, this is different than last time. They changed it. So that one's jammed. So that means one of the guys gets away. Right? Yeah, one of them got away. So now I got to switch which one I'm jamming. I should have brought more than one jammer. Okay, this is kind of cool. It's very confusing for new players. I could also just shoot him, right? I could shoot him. I'm not going to hit him, though. No one's taking damage. There, that one's jammed. So turn that jammer off. I should let somebody get away. Yep, there he goes. Go away. Okay. Red cycle your jammer as soon as it jams. Nope. Failed jam. Wish I had better jamming skills, although I think I have good jamming skills. Oh, I'm hitting him, but I literally can't hit him. Or I can't damage him, so it doesn't matter. I hit him for 0. Missed again? Okay. No, last time it was I had to rep the the different transports to keep them all alive. They actually changed the task, I'm pretty sure. I have 3 minutes left. Yeah, positive jam. That's the next room? Okay, well maybe. I thought I kept 5 bustards alive. That's what I remember doing. Either way, whatever. We're here now doing this. Nope, failed. Where is electronic systems? What if I apply skill points? 632. Hell yeah. There you go. What a bad habit to show. I've got 2.5 minutes left and only need to get 1 successful, or well, 2 successful jams total. Failed again. I know. I'm using unbonus. It's multi-spectrum. It's awful. I could still make it better though. So if you brought a Galente, so if you want to stage things, if you want to maximize this, you obviously would want to have a Galente jammer, right? So if I brought green jammers, then if I brought 2... Yeah, I could have brought 3 green jammers and just chewed this site up. Oh, that's not good. I don't think I'm going to make it on time. Okay, well, minute and a half. How many cycles do I get? It's every 20 seconds. So I get 4 more, I think. That didn't do it. That's not good. I don't know why I can't get my stuff to work. Oh, well. Could have been fine. I've got, I think, 2 more jam cycles total. And that's it. Nope, I'm not going to get it in time. That's unfortunate. Yeah, if I had brought 3 green jammers in my staging, that would have helped. Oh, there's 1 jam. Oh, I might be able to do it. I might be able to do it. I've got one shot, one chance to go. The opportunity comes once in a lifetime. Better lose myself in the moment. Never mind. Let's go. One chance, one chance, one chance, one chance, and no. All right. Well, that was fun. We got everything besides one. I've got my son stealing cookies. That's okay. That's fine. It's fine. We're gonna get this Mollusk jammed. I don't get to control my camera very much. That I can't bring my camera any further out away from than this. This is I mean, it's totally doable by new players, but also I fear that new players might find this both a combination of confusing and boring, which is not necessarily what you want. But there we go. All 5 of them are out. We're going to start heading to the acceleration gate. All transports entering warp. Incredible work. You've done your duty well, Captain. Let those Federation lapdogs choke on their frustration. Yes, Admiral. Return to the main fleet when ready. The time for our final departure is at hand. All right, so we got Toval Toba's Chimera. Very cool. We're waiting for the simulation to progress. Here we go. Welcome back to the fleet. Departure is on hold while civilian ships resupply. Take a moment, enjoy the view. This might be your last chance. Traders of Luminar 7, bow to your rightful president. On the of all the contemptuous power mongers to ever rule the Galente, Luc Duvalier was the most despicable. I had thought after I bombed your planet into dust that you would give up this Caldari nonsense, but I see that your foolishness continues. Oh shoot, that was my fault. I clicked through that. All right, now what do we do? What are we doing? What are we doing? Now I have to keep them alive. Full force of a Galente fleet is upon us. Protect the Megacorp transports. Destroy the invaders. Surrender is not an option. We're gonna shoot this guy and figure out which of the transports that they're going after. It looks like this one and that one. I don't know how I'm supposed to do enough damage to these guys. I'm not doing damage to them. I'm doing 0 damage to the catalyst, so it tells me to attack them, but I can't. Okay. Enemy reinforcements are arriving. It's too stubborn to surrender, too whatever to die. Okay. Some extra remote shields would have been handy too. Got it. Oh boy. Oh gosh. This is not going well. That guy killed the one that I was repping. Okay, so that's a lot harder than before. Can I jam him out? Ah! Okay, well, I don't know how, but our transports are reading green across the board. I don't think you're right about that. The dream of a new Caldari is a glorious one, if we can just survive today. Okay, I don't know what I was supposed to do well on that one. Do not lose hope. I have a plan. I'm going to teach these Galente what it feels like when your home is attacked. All seem lost, Admiral Yaki Tovatobo prepared to make the ultimate sacrifice for the Caldari. No, don't do it. Is this madman plotting a collision course to Gallente Prime? Forget those miscreants. Go after him. As Admiral Tova Tova entered warp, the majority of the invading fleet chased after him. With most of the Gallente gone, our forces had one last chance at victory. Alright. Use the time I bought you well. Protect each other and destroy the Federation lackey. Carve a path for our future. Oh, I thought you couldn't die. Wait, what's happening? Isn't there a protection to make it so you don't die? What is happening? Oh no! Wait. But real low. Hold on. Is it just gonna let me die? No. It is not going to just let me die. Wait, what? Hold on. Okay, I got it. I have infinite structure right now. I have 100% resists across the board with structure. That's kind of fun. Oh, man. So yes, you definitely could have brought a better fit. It's pretty funny that even now, like, the balance is clearly just like the only reason why I'm able to survive is because of the fact that I'm just forced to be able to survive. Is chat not loading for anybody else, like, even there? Because I can see chat come across in OBS, but it's just not showing up on my little widget. I blame YouTube. I was repping the dudes I was supposed to rep. I don't know what would be the optimal fit for this setup then. Because, like, I mean, I could have an extra gun, or I could have an extra remote rep. Gallente Prime is in sight. All hands abandon ship. That is an order. I will be finishing this fight alone. Not factually what he said, from my understanding. People are upset about that. People being like a couple. Would be really funny is if they don't give me enough ammo, which, I mean, clearly they do. What is my optimal in fall off? 3K? I don't know. I guess it makes sense that the simulation, like, you have a god mode on. I do find this probably pretty confusing for newer players. Or players just broadly. I definitely am not going to get this done in time. Man, what would it take? I bet if I had a Tech 2 setup, Tech 2 jammers, and Tech 2 gun, you can't, if you could kill these dudes during that first phase. I don't think I was able to do any damage at all. I don't know how you even begin to save those badgers. I mean, the one I was repping got killed. So I don't know how you would do that. But this could definitely be done with Tech 2 and or multiple guns. I only have I have 3 more to kill. Reaching upper atmosphere now. It has been my greatest honor to serve. My only regret is that I won't get to see you all make landfall. Remember, we remain Caldari no matter what. Boom. Can you multi-box it? I mean, theoretically, maybe, but you wouldn't get multiple reward. Like, that seems like such a terrible idea. I don't know. This is not, I don't feel like this is designed for multiple players. Doesn't make any sense. I think that I really do feel like with proper fitting and whatnot, you could probably get most of these tasks done in time. Maybe we'll have to do it a third time, or maybe somebody else can record. I think that it's going to be kind of an objective. Somebody's going to figure out how to do it all. Some combination. The biggest, like I said, the toughest part would be the reps one. I'm not sure how that plays out. Maybe even a better jammer for that would help, because then you could stop at least some of the damage that's coming in. That tech, if I had 3 Tech 2, or if I had 3 green jammers, then I'd be able to shut down almost a third of the incoming damage. That might be a critical piece to it. No, it is intended to be done by newer players, but the maximum value reward should not be something that's easily done by newer players, right? The idea is like, yes, you can do the epic arc, but if you want to complete every single one of the time trials, that's not a new player thing. That's something for those of us who come back to it, right? So I'm just using the equipment that's here, which gets me to limp through the entire process. But there's a higher level of achievement that I could come back and try to do. We made it. Just thank you, Admiral. No time to mourn just yet. Entering warp now. See you on the other side. From these humble origins, we built the mighty Caldari state. Though we lost our home that day, we vowed to one day return to take back all that was ours. Thanks to heroes like Admiral Tovil Toba, whatever stars we orbit, whatever planets we call home, we remain Caldari. Even after we've taken all the Syndicate planets. You've just seen how hard the ancestors had to fight and barely made it through. Perhaps now you can appreciate the fortitude of the Caldari people. And we head to the next place. For reps, they need to give the player a Bantam. Well, the whole point is that you have to do the entire site in one ship. So what one ship can you use to complete all of those time trials in a row, right? I think you could probably just do it with the Merlin. I think that given everything, I'm pretty sure if I had a single Tech 1, if I had a single Tech 2 railgun, I probably could have done the killing in time. I don't get a drone. I'm pretty sure if I had 3 jammers and 2 remote reps, I would have been able to complete all of the trials. I also could have gone with mag stabs to get more out of the rails, and probably some rigs for either jamming or tracking, maybe? I don't know. I really do feel like the end result will likely be a Merlin. Probably. Unless it can be a Griffin Navy issue. I don't know. We'll find out. Phantom is decent capacitor even with low skills. You'd probably be able to run the remote rep and a jammer at the same time. I mean, maybe. I think a Griffin Navy issue would ironically be probably pretty good, but I don't know, man. I think you should be able to do it with the Merlin. I think you'd be able to do it with the Merlin with proper setup. Also, remember, especially as a newer pilot, using boosters is a huge way to get a lot of stuff, or a lot of extra like capabilities. So I could have used boosters as well. All right, complete this mission. Request next mission. Accept. Let's head there. I'm still going to just be on fire. It is worth it if you can get a Glamourx booster before you run it, just like any other Epic Arc. So that way you can get more out of your standings. But you can see here, I got 0.2, positive 0.2 with Caldari State. So I went from, what is it? 2.02 to 2.22 in one mission. So I'm going to do that for all 4 empires. I do appreciate the fact that they let me show off the fire. Pretty dope. Just enough damage to do. It allowed me to take just enough damage to get some fire on my ship. All right, now we're heading into the Mimitar space. We're going to get a pop-up window once we get in there. I do love these all of the new Concord Stargates. They're not just in Manifest, from my understanding. All the Concord Stargates got replaced, which is pretty cool. I like the new Stargates. You love it too, Hobby? Yeah. They're pretty cool. Art team wins again. By the way, guys, oh shoot. Well, no. I'll talk about this later when it's not part of the recording for something else. But I do have a tip for everybody who's watching this live about the 7 days. Omega. Hetman General Kenneth Filmer says, "This is Strokar, a refuge for the clans of the Mimitar here within Exordium. We're happy to extend the hospitality of our tribes during your visit, as long as you pay the Republic the respect it is due." There's once upon a time that players would freak out about these free fitting. Like, oh my god, you gave people ammo. Players are supposed to build that ammo. Mimitar space is... The Mimitar Exordium is so dark, man. It's like grim dark, man. It's like Imperium of Man, oddly enough. It's all scaffolding and shadows. Wait, is that more standings? Hold on. Not that. It's just... Oh, it was protected. Cool, I guess. I don't like the fact that you get state protected, right, from Caldari, but I'm not talking about that right now. All right, so we're going to accept this mission. It gives us another new ship and new stuff. I need a data analyzer, a target painter, and a weapon. So we're going to open up our box. We're going to hop in our Rifter. Uh-oh. Okay, and then I just grab all this, fit to active ship, put in the EMP, but this one also doesn't allow drones. All right, well, I don't have small projectile turret one. Okay, you know what? Now that I think about it, doing it on this character probably is the other reason why I struggled with the turret, because this character does have basically exclusive missile skills. That's a solid point that I hadn't thought of yet. Yeah, this character does not have anything turret related basically at all. Whoopsie daisy. This, by the way, is why you want to leave just a bunch of unallocated SP laying around in the event that you ever find yourself in a situation like this. All right, let's go. We're a sad group. I don't know. Angry? Depressed? Gothic? He made it, boys. Here we are. Getting there. All right, warp to site. I don't remember what this one was at all. I'm actually going to clear away the chat area since it's just not working. All right. We invite you to witness our greatest day, the day in which we took our planet back. Pass to the simulation. I would feel the pride of the Matari, and you will be foolish not to embrace our republic. Oh yeah, I do remember this one. You had to hack the 4 cans or whatever. I did it right last time. So we're trying to rescue... We're trying to take back Paytor. Or Patar. Paytar. Paytor? Paytor. You want to get right on top of these very quickly, though. Captain, do you copy? Fleet is in position, hidden in the shadow of Paytor 9. Hack those turrets and we'll be able to warp in. Matar, the system of Paytor. For centuries, these Amarian guns have been pointed at the population below, and in their arrogance, they never expected we would break our own chains and build our own fleet. Global forces are occupying key positions. Get ready to engage on your mark. We gotta hack these things. Rule of 6, rule of 6, rule of 6. No. There it is. There's one. Move fast. All 3 turrets must be disabled simultaneously, or they'll keep coming back online. I got 2.5 minutes. A different prop could help, but I also could have overheated a cycle or two. Break through there. There it is. Here I am trying to loot it. Now I can overheat my cycle. I've got 1.5 minutes to hack the other one. Should be able to get it done, no problem. We've got mass drivers and Kumaks ready to unleash hell on these Imperial soldiers, as well as those as soon as those defenses are down. I don't know why they refer to Kumaks here. That seems so confusing to me. Somebody might be able to explain it to me, but Kumak is a weapon, or like a staff by the Amar. I mentioned that last time. I have less than 1 minute to hack this can. $51. I'm going to get at it with 45 seconds left. Basically, 44, whatever. I think I got it. Shit. Oh shit, I fucked it up. I failed. I can't believe I did that. Doesn't matter. Still got it. Still got it. Expertly done. Whew. I almost felt really dumb. I still feel really dumb. I didn't do my math correctly because it was a Tech 1 hacker. All right, whatever. Ground team, you are go. Global forces on the move, attacking major infrastructure points on every continent. Time to take our planet back. Maybe some Mimitar troops may have adopted the Kumak as a melee weapon. Oh yeah, possibly, but I mean, it feels like they're talking about ships. Response fleet is incoming, and it looks like the Lord Governor's supercarrier is leading the charge. Oh no, the Lord Governor's Aeon is here. Oof. That's close. A cowardly ambush by the lowly Mimitar. No matter. I shall not last long. Hear me, O Lord. Smite these foolish rebels with your fiery wrath. Make them beg for the mercy of a swift end. All right, kill the fighters. Once again, I think we have, like, immune. Your hollow prayers won't silence the call of our ancestors. Take out the supercarrier's fighters so our battleships can finish it off. First position has been successfully held, but our orbital fleet support has got us pinned down. But orbital fleet support. Their orbital fleet support. I just want to double check something. They have no resists. I'm kind of grinding through these things fine. Remember, I don't have very many very good turret skills on this character, so we're finally gaining some ground. I'm going to get all these fighters this time. This one's not nearly as challenging. I love the VR explosions, or like the simulated explosions. They look cool. I got a minute left and only one of these dudes? Hell yeah, we're definitely doing it. We're definitely doing it. Too easy, in fact. Too easy. They were talking about mass drivers too? Yeah, I mean, I could see them calling their mass driver the Kumok. A swift victory. I guess their lord couldn't hear them over the sound of your turrets. Battleships, time to take out the Lord Governor's supercarrier and end this occupation. Captain, assist in the supercarrier's takedown. Using a target painter on the target will help the battleships do more damage. There we go. I'm also going to shoot my little Daka. The fleet is diverting you. We are back on the advances in all fronts. Oh yeah. Melting. Making swift progress across the Enlil plains. Half of the Imperials are dead before they even know we've arrived. They were saying mass drivers and Kumok. Okay. Supercarriers. Oh gosh. Oh Lord, grant us strength to cast down these upstarts. Intending them to be different things. I don't know. I'm just... It feels weird because it feels like one of those things that somebody grabbed because the name is so relevant to Mimitar, but it almost feels like they didn't quite know what it is. We're surrounded. We've surrounded Matar City. They've dug in pretty deep. Looks like we finally got a fight on our hands. Yeah, it's a symbol of the rebellion now. Just look at the liberation skins. Yeah, but this is during the rebellion. So I don't understand why they would have like a type of ship during the rebellion called the Kumok. It's all still too new. Target's armor is at 25%. Keep pushing, Captain. We can't let our people down. I mean, maybe they did. Maybe when they built their navy off of it, they called their first ship class the Kumok. I could be wrong about this. There could be totally like a totally reasonable explanation. Is that the capital ship that they stole? Which one? Who stole? I have 1 minute left and he's almost dead. Well, he's at 3% armor. Now, last time it locked up at like 1%. So we'll see how well it plays out now. I'm at 53. We're at 1% armor. $45 seconds. I missed the Aeon with my Gatling gun. That's funny. 30 seconds. We're still at 1%. Feels like we've been at 1% longer than we've been at any other percent. 25 seconds. 19. I mean, I did get the extra credit for the other one, even though we failed. 10 seconds. I mean, we got to get it done at some point. It's making me feel this sucks, right? Like, even as like, because it's like, what am I supposed to be doing that's better right now? He just stopped taking damage. Time's up. I guess I don't get it. And by that, I mean, I just don't get it. Like, I've been target painting literally the entire time. And I was even shooting. So I'm not sure exactly what's supposed to be happening here. But, Lord, our armor is failing. Will you not hear our prayers? Now they're at 0% armor. Matar City and the Grand Caravanserai are both secured. The people are pulling down statues and raising tribal banners. I wish you could be here with us. You can't do anything, actually. All you do is just sit with the target painter? Yeah. We'll be celebrating soon enough. But first, we have some business to finish. Arg, it's so dark. They told me that there would be a light. They told me... Ah! Boom. Boom. You don't do damage to it? It's like scripted? Yeah, no, yes, I get that, but all right. They took everything, that took everything we had, but finally the Lord Governor and his supercarrier have been defeated. The remaining fleet is routing. The day is ours. Matar is ours. It gave me a timer, that gave me a challenge to get it done in time. That day changed everything. There would be other battles fought, but after the liberation of Matar, the rebellion could not be stopped. Yet still today, not all our people are free, and our war for liberation wages on. In fact, more than 50% of the Matari people are still enslaved. You have proven yourself and felt what it means to fight by the side by side with the Matari. Join our fight against the Amar and continue with the spirit of the rebellion that founded our republic. I didn't even get down to Hull this time. So we've done Caldari and Mimitar. Is that it? Hold on. That's it, right? Yeah. There's been several pirate groups that have stolen capital ships at various times. I think Serpentis and Garistas certainly have. If Salvador Sarpati woke up, stole the holosim tech, and made a simulation of Molinu's heist, maybe. It would be cool for pirates to release their own simulations. I did this twice, and there's actually very few things that you need to do during the scenarios. It's kind of weird. Yeah, well, I'm trying to figure out whether or not you can maximize something. I am going to warp to dock up and then go pee real quick, though. Coffee's going through me today. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. It has been very hot here, so I've been having to drink extra water and everything. Make sure to drink plenty of water. Stay healthy, folks. All right, we're going to start conversation, complete mission, request mission, accept, and head over to the Amar. Captain Marshal Zerdan Sirkosh comes in and says, I hope you're ready to extract yourself from that den of heretics. I am Captain Marshal Zerdan Sirkosh, Defender of the Faith. Join me now in Amar space, and I shall shine a light on whatever lies the Mimitar have told you. I love how, like, Okay, so Concord works for all 4 empires, but they always seem to work with the Amar the most. I love how the Amar get a direct counter argument to the Mimitar one. All the rest of them are kind of their own isolated one, but the Amar one specifically is like, let me address those lies that you were just told. All right, if we go up here, we find Mimitar Republic. So yeah, once again, I got positive 0.221 with the Mimitar, which is pretty good. I do recommend going into your overview and making a new tab. You can add a tab, and then you can make it in a new window. So that way you can have a separate window, like this one, that just has travel. So I can, like, always have my outs, all my planets and stargates and stuff. So I always have my warp outs, regardless of what overview I'm using. It also means I don't need to clutter up my overview with all of the warp out positions and all my overviews. I 100% need to do it. It's a really good idea. And, you know, you can see I also have this is my overview specifically for Mossonite in order to find the rocks. Welcome to the constellation of Haven, home to the missionary work of the Holy Amar Empire within Exordium. Feel free to bask in the sacred glory of the Empire as you make your way to me. In my heretic ship. I'm probably going to have to train lasers. Amar Mimitar have a similar player base, right? I'm not sure what you mean by that. As in, like, numbers wise? I don't know. I don't know how I would tell that. All right, so this tells me I need a remote armor repair, energy newt, and a weapon. Amar is larger. Well, Amar's space is larger. For very sure. Keep in mind our Mars space is more high-sec too, so they're more dispersed. Yeah, that is true. Mar Mimitar have similar player base? I don't know how we measure that. You could... Like, the only thing I could think of to measure it would be if we go into Theaters of War, and you go to Faction Warfare, and you go to... Learn more? No. How do I... is it objectives now? No. Warzone details? No. How do I see stats now? I know there's a way to see stats. There's got to be a way to see stats. They exist. You can hit them with an API. You need to be enlisted to see them? Oh. Garbage. Okay, never mind. We're just going to do this now. Fit to active ship. Crystals go in the bay. Let's go. One or more modules is offline. Damn it, I knew it. I knew it. Let's go. Buy and train. Buy and eject. Apply skill points. Apply skill points. Apply skill points. Turn this on. Let's go. That's faction warfare only, I know, but it's the only thing that I can think of that you could theoretically measure besides, like, if you go into the MER and you look up home fronts. But even that's going to be based on how many are available, so that's not a good accurate measure of it. I don't know how we would even, what metric we would use to determine, like, native. Are you talking about people that roll a Mar versus Minmatar? Live in a Mar space versus a Minmatar space? I don't even know what metrics we'd even be working with. Trade volume is a good one. Yeah, but even that's kind of confusing, though, because Minmatar's trade volume is split between 2 places, and Amar is concentrated into 1, which has it makes it difficult to compare the 2 directly, even if you just add the 2 of them together. Active contributors towards any given task? Yeah, but there's no mining task. I don't think there's a direct corollary, like we can take the same task for Amar and Minmatar to look at yet. Compare all the regions together. I'm just saying, like, we'd have to agree on what we mean. And even then, you would have to figure it out from there. So just the idea of, like, well, what's more popular, Amar or Minmatar? I'm not sure if that's an easy to answer question. Trust in the rust, man. At the Golgothan fields of Inur, the faithful stood ground against the forces of insurrection, that self-styled great rebellion of the Minmatar. Enter the simulation and stand by their side now. Know what it is to be counted amongst the righteous. 4.2 contributors versus 3.8. For which task? Oh, who would be worth siding with faction warfare today? Ah, okay. Well, you should just look at the Warzone for that. But hold on. We got to rep this rev first, right? Blessings, Captain. I guess that you're my support? Help me get this dreadnought repaired so we can join the fray. The cowardly Minmatar waited until our fleet was away fighting the Jovians to attack. Our ships have had to back rush to Inur, not rush back, still damaged, to try and put their rebellion down. By all saints, hostile forces inbound. Try to keep those insurgents under control, but don't stop the repairs. Keep it up, Captain. Remember your scripture. Always we must strive to show him our worth, for we are the chosen, blessed above all. From Anoya's exhortation to the faithful. I can actually injure this one. Faith is your armor, and through it the enemy will find no breach. From Amar Askura 10-3. What is my optimal? My optimal is 3. Okay, well, let's get close. Wait, I'm shooting the wrong one. I'm approaching one and shooting the other. That wasn't good. My rep is 7k, so as long as I'm within 7k, I'm doing full reps. That's good. Yeah, Amar is Emperor family on Amar Prime, or Oris, I think it is. Okay. Glorious, practically is new, and within this reach, the Lord found faith renewed. So saith Genak the First 1-3. Follow me, Captain, as we are heading into the belly of the rebellious beast. Amar is weirdly the only empire that named their home system after themselves. Yeah, it's not their home system. Both the Amar and Minmatar come from Luminaire, which they renamed the system Luminaire. Can't remember what its original name was. Trying to bring the righteous flame to these unbelievers. Destroy all hostiles that come our way. Show them the might of our Lord. We are receiving a message from our Emperor. Praise be. To all pilots fighting against this foul rebellion, I offer you my thanks and my blessings. This lowly rebellion cannot be tolerated, nor can the dark chaos be allowed to spread. Though he had long since passed on, the wisdom of our Emperor still lingers on, as one day, so will the words of our current Empress, Catis the First. Find strength in our faith, and know that any sacrifice made in the name of our Lord is the greatest honor our Lord may grant. For it is written, Rejoice, O chosen ones of God, for our blood fills the valley of death, proclaiming our sacrifice to God, and he shall rise it up for all time. Hold true to these words, and there cannot be defeat. I think we need to compile a list of every quote from Amar scripture somewhere. There is a lot of them on the universe portal. It could be worth doing. But yes, I'm sure somebody actually already has. I've got a minute left to kill 2 more guys. We might do it, guys. We might do it. I've got 57 seconds to kill 1 more dude. We're going to overheat our weapon a couple times. Actually, not yet. We're going to wait till we're actually doing damage first. There we go. Now we can. That's fine. 30 seconds. Use that 24 seconds. 21. Yeah! Swift justice delivered. Excellent work, Captain. We've cleared out this wing, searching for our next target. It seems the enemy flagships are threatening the front line. Let us make haste. What? That was a... What was that, Warp Dread? I gotta newt something out soon. Oof, look at all those dead ships. Naglfar. What a terrible destruction is this? Dear Lord, there is no way our guns could destroy this enemy. What? Are you kidding me? Come on, we got this. There's nothing else for it, as the scriptures teach us. We are his retribution incarnate, his angels of vengeance. I must prepare the final assault. You need to head in first. Neutralize the vessel to weaken their shields. Oh, I'm definitely newting him faster than the timer's going down. Keep it up, Captain. Take back the power that rightfully belongs to the Almighty. And turn off my afterburner so that way I don't keep burning Cap. Beginning my approach. You really don't need to do this. You could just shoot it. Also, this mechanically doesn't make sense for the rest of the game. You shall be laid low before the judgment of the Lord. Self-destruct initiated. Wrap your arms around the enemy, for faith is your fire, and with it burn away his evil. I don't know. This isn't necessary! Ah! Alright. Cool, cool. Many sacrificed themselves that day, but in the end, the battle was won. The Mimitar rebellion would go on, but this was a thorn in the side of our vast and glorious empire. Payout? The Lord has clearly blessed you with great skill. Fly beneath the Lord's banner, and that skill shall earn you the glory of the chosen. And we got Galente left, right? Yeah, the retaking of Intaki Prime, which whew, is the most propagandaed of all of them. We can do this together. Luckily, drone skills are something I do have. Nothing wrong with propaganda as long as it's entertaining? Probably. Larger empires having the most propaganda? Say it ain't so. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. The Galente are the most focused on the narrative. Although the Amar have their own... I mean, the main news organizations, one of them comes from the Galente, one of them comes from the Amar, so there is that. We should have checked. Let's see. So 1912 was when I started the first mission, which was basically talk to the first person. So it has been a little over an hour. Let's get to Fiona Rivali. It's funny that, like, the different sites, the first one was definitely the hairiest. Capsuleer, this is Vice Admiral Fiona Rivali. We've got word that you're on your way over to Yantey Space. I'll put in some quaif on ice for you. See you soon.
Warp drive active.
Alright. 3 jumps.
Active.
Then one more site, and then we're done with the epic arc. Oh, we can check the standings that we got. That was a Mar, right? Yeah, once again, 0.222. Now, I think skills and your current standings will impact how much you get. Hold on a second. Ah. My hair.
Warp drive active.
It is interesting that that Ore manages the asteroid belts in Exordium, because that's not ore as in like there is ore in it. That's ore all caps as in Outer Ring Excavations managing the asteroid belt, or being part of Upwell, not part of Air. Speaking of hair, I should cut mine for summer soon. I've been thinking about getting my hair cut. I don't know. My hair's so long at this point. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I can do a fundraiser with it. Buy me a video card. Decide what I do with my hair. I don't know. Guess Ore was as close to neutral. Well, I'm just saying, like, the fact that because this says Federation managed asteroid field. Welcome to the Federation Free Zone, our little oasis of democracy here in Exordium. Drop by when you're ready. Briefing room is all set up. No, my point is that they could have done it Concord. They could have done Air. Like, those would have been the logical people to do the managing. Or shows that Upwell and Ore have deeper connections to Manifest and to Concord and to Air than they like to let on. You donate 9 inches when you do? You grow 10 inches of hair a year? That's crazy. I don't know if I do that much. I've donated my hair a couple of times.
Permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Okay. The battle for freedom is a battle we must fight every day. In this simulation, you'll learn what it means to fight on the right side of history. Okay, Fiona, chill out. I need a sensor dampener, a weapon, and drones. Oh, not complete. Part 4. The audio is kind of messed up. All right, and right click, fit to active ship. Hobgoblins go in the drone bay. Antimatter goes in the turrets. Let's go.
Warp drive active.
It is interesting that, like, they give you the Tristan. You really should have drones 5 before you do this. So that way you can launch all the drones. Requiring drones 5 for Gallente ships is such a weird... I've always hated that. Because it's like, there's no you can now online all of your turrets. You can use 1 additional hard point per gunnery skill.
Warp drive active.
Now we just another new player region called Tumultus. We do the same thing but for pirate factions. I think it's okay for pirate factions to be something that you go into. I think that the empires is your starting point, and then pirate factions should be something that you make the choice to break away from empires to go do the pirate thing. It would be cool if during the epic arc you received an invitation to the pirate stuff, like a hack in the broadcast. I've always wanted that during the MPE. Maybe one of the Deathless's agents get a hold of you and be like, "Hey man, come check out Zarzak. We've got some fun stuff over here." The Federation is a nation born of many peoples from many planets. We protect their equity, their rights, their freedom. In the simulation ahead, you will see how we are willing to do whatever it takes to guarantee those freedoms. Even if it's against their will. That's what I said last time too.
Warp drive active.
Oh wow, I can activate that thing way early. It'd be nice as illegal stargates that appear in insurgencies that lead to pirate space? Probably. Yantey Prime is in sight. Occupying forces of the planet surrounded, but they are not ready to go up against the Gallente when there's liberation in the air. Attack Group Alpha, weapons free. Engage and destroy Caldari Navy hostiles. One of the Federation's oldest members, the Yantey, have long survived under the oppressive thumb. Hostiles detected. We're losing ships. It's the damn Federation. Fight all you want. We will never give up control of these valuable corporate assets. They're not assets, damn it. They're human beings. Nice work up there, Captain. But don't let up. We need these targets neutralized ASAP. Yeah, in this case, I'm just killing them too fast. Hold state security. For every ship we lose, I personally see that the pay of the crew member's family is docked. What? Whoa, you made short work of those Caldari guard dogs. Get ready for Liberation Phase 2 is about to begin. Security fleet has failed. Prepare an executive defense cannons. I'm damping it already. Our Erebus-class Titan vessel is en route. Sensor dampen those cannons to protect this approach. That's right, there's the Erebus. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is! There it is. Yantey, helpless. Please, escape. A message from the surface. Yantey citizen, we read you, but the signal's breaking up. People of Yantey, Federation, Caldari, pin down, stop, mega corporation. The Caldari are blocking their signal. Keep those cannons from making their mark, and our Titan will solve the problem. This is the free filling their cultural. Please stop. Escape. Keep it up. The Erebus is almost in range. I can go previous? That's interesting. I'm just pulling drones. Man, you're having fun. Are you having fun? They tell us this stuff happens, but it doesn't really show you anything. I know. I still think the execution of it could be improved. It does show some cool moments, but man. I don't know. I'm also not necessarily the judge for that, because like somebody might see the Erebus and be like, oh my gosh, and see the Doomsday and be like, oh gosh. So it is pretty cool. I don't know. I feel like a lot of players are just going to be kind of confused and more focused on the objectives than watching it. Although it is something that you can repeat every 3 months, so it might be something that you kind of appreciate more and more as you do it. And appreciate, I mean, like, at the very least, you've got something to look at while you're doing this stuff. Well, the fact that you have to wait for this Erebus to slow boat is pretty wild. Somebody should have gotten a better warp-in point for the Erebus, like, for sure. Here it comes. Because that, I mean, it is cool to show that off. The Titan has landed, barely a scratch on it, thanks to you. There was nobody shooting at it. Our cannons are down. Begin Operation Plunder. I feel like some things got changed in the thing. With those defenses down, we can finally clear up the static of the Intaki message. So the message that we got was, this is the free people of Intaki, ready to fight alongside the Federation. The Caldari are filling their haulers with our priceless cultural artifacts. We are pinned down on the ground troops and are helpless to stop them. Please, stop the Mega Corporation haulers before they escape. Not on our watch, right, Captain? Take out these Mega Corporation haulers before they bug out. Be warned, as soon as you hit one, the others are going to begin to depart. I recommend using drones and help spread your damage. Which is a wild thing to claim, right? Oh, these are so more faster to kill. Go, 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 go! What? Drones? Kill them! There it is. I got all 3 of them this time. Second one down. All 3 of them dead. Yeah! Alright. That actually, I'm happy about that, considering last time was a complete failure. We have come from different worlds, but we are one Galente, and we will bring Frito. They got the Frito still. We still have Frito? We have Frito. Ladies and gentlemen, we still have Frito. You did well. Care to take those skills into the real world, into a fight that really matters? I did, like, perfect. Alright. Let's go turn it in.
Warp drive active.
Spreading damage is usually the opposite of what you want to do. The Caldari frame it totally different. Wait. Love that it says plundering hauler now. Yeah. Well, those are two. We're talking about 2 different events, though. I mean, like, what's weird is that the Caldari plundering of Intaki actually happened in 2018, and then the liberation of Intaki wasn't until 2021. So it's kind of weird that they mixed those 2 things together. But I can also see. I mean, this is propaganda. The Galente had the hardest row to hoe when it comes to making their stuff make sense, because this is like one of the most controversial things that the Galente have done in modern history was the taking of Intaki. FC does update. We've added a prop mod and better point drop point to the Erebus class Titan. Is that real or not? You're just joking, right?
Warp drive active.
YC128.06.15. Oh, it's 2022. Whatever, Uprising. I would argue that the most controversial thing they've done in EVE history is the design of their ships. They're very ugly. Boo. Boo, Stone Skin. Boo. I could see that being the future update with your feedback, Ash. I mean, maybe. It's just a little bit too long. It doesn't need to be too much shorter. Maybe 10-15 seconds shorter. Explain the Amicus to me, please. It's a science vessel.
Warp drive active.
Now, the Gallente ships are designed to be the more organic ones, so they're very, you know, bulbous and, you know, soft curves, not straight lines. Caldari is all straight lines and angles.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
And I think that this is going to be about it for the day. Caldari definitely has like the slickest kind of sort of designs to things. There we go. Close that. And that's it for the whole thing, right? Like it just drops you out after that. There's nothing else to do. If I open up my standings, you'll see now I have the Gallente. I got the 216 from the Gallente. I've got them all. There we go. That was it. The entire epic arc in just about an hour and a half. It's definitely doable now with just the equipment that they give you, so you might as well knock it out. You do need to have at least the skills, and having those extra Gallente jammers in the first task. The nice thing is you definitely didn't need anything else. So the only real thing that you need to pre-stage from this is bring in 2 or 3 Gallente jammers to use in the first event, and then that's going to get you like 90% of the way there for the whole task. So get out there. You can do it every 3 months like the other epic arcs to get some faction standings. Yeah, I guess that's I guess four frigates if you want. That's cool. But that is it for the epic arc, and I think that that's going to be it for me today. So with all that said, I've been Ashrothi. Oh, sorry, tomorrow. Should be streaming tomorrow. Don't know if there's going to be new things to talk about or anything like that. If there isn't, we're going to cover the MER and kind of do some of the catch-up stuff that we've been meaning to do. Oh, shoot. Hold on. If you're watching this live, or just today or whatever, realize that tomorrow, so according to... Where are you? According to this is the 7 days of Omega is until 23:59 on the 16th of June, so tomorrow. So tomorrow, before 00 UTC, is going to be the best time to get the 7 days of Omega, because then it'll get you all the way to the end. So you can do it, but you can't, like, if you wait too long, if you wait past this midnight time period, so depending on your time zone, make sure you're paying attention to when this means UTC. So starting like at downtime until, which is I think what is downtime, 11, so there'll be like 12 hours or so, 13 hours, somewhere in there, some rough amount of hours, where you'll be able to grab the 7 days to complete the entirety of the track. If you need to, you can always pick it up today. Make sure to pick up your 25 Plex if you haven't already, and of course your 15,000 skill points for the week in the agency as well, or in the Nest store as well. Anything else that we wanted to cover? I didn't really see much about the mass test, and we do want to cover the monthly economic report, but I think I'm going to hit that up probably tomorrow. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But my son is still here because it's actually his mom's birthday. So I want to thank him for helping or allowing me to do the stream all day today, or we got to do today. Tomorrow, I'm not 100% sure how it's all going to play out. He's also going to be here. So if there is anything major to cover, we will. If there isn't anything major to cover, I might push it until Wednesday. Either way, the point is get in the Discord for information, because we do have like another game thanks to Morcar to give away, and we need to do like giveaways for skins and other stuff like that. So just trying to get back on board with things. But today we did cover the current status of the military campaigns, which is something I've been very excited about. We're going to keep covering the military campaigns as this season goes through. Please get into the Discord for more information and for information about the YouTube videos as they're coming out, as well as using the links down below or in chat. If you haven't gotten your 1,000,000 free skill points, consider picking up merch, yada, yada, yada. But all that said, I've been Ashtarothi. I've been playing this game since 2010, talking about it since 2012, and I'm here to put you into context for you, my fellow Imperians. Thank you guys so much for checking us out today, especially my top, and I also want to give a special shout out to my top tier Immortal supporters: 745 MPSI, Arydanika the Queen, Bad Boy Smooth, Evo Elite, Erladis, Elange, Flash Gordon, Grims, May, Malak, Starfire, Malin, Mercuton, Mayak, Morkar, Michael, Neelam, LM1, Sheesh, Susuro, Thrans, and Rid. Thank you all so much. If you want to get on that list, you can become an Immortal supporter on Patreon or as a member, but even for just $1, you can get access to those early videos, as well as the emotes and chat, etc., etc. We try to go live at least twice a week at our normal time. More information in the Discord. Thank you guys so much for your support, especially those who like the big thumbs up at the bottom of the video. Very, very important. Shares it with friends. That's how we get our stuff out there, and we're here to maximize player engagement with EVE Online by increasing our player literacy, because a better player base makes a better EVE Online. I've been Ashtarothi, the voice of New Eden. Until next time, I'll see you in space.
Bring on the wrecking machine. For every city